Hi, and welcome back to Way to Fluency. Today we are going to share powerful memory hacks that will help you learn English vocabulary faster, remember words longer, and actually use them in conversation. If you often feel like you learn a word, but then it disappears from your mind, this lesson is for you. By the end, you will know how to use flashcards, spaced repetition, visualization, storytelling, and more to master new vocabulary.
That's right. Learning vocabulary is not about memorizing endless lists. It's about making smart connections in your brain. When you create strong connections, the word becomes unforgettable. And today, we're going to show you step by step how to do that with real examples and practice.
Let's start with the concept of spaced repetition. Imagine you learn a new word today. If you don't review it, you'll forget it quickly. But if you review it tomorrow, then again in 3 days, then after 1 week, and then 2 weeks later, the memory becomes stronger and stronger. This method follows the way your brain naturally remembers information. It's called the forgetting curve, and each review resets the curve.
Let's try this with the word tidy. Tidy means clean and organized. Today, we say it, tidy, tidy, tidy. Tomorrow, we see it again, tidy. 3 days later, tidy. 1 week later, tidy. 2 weeks later, tidy. Each time the review is shorter, but the word stays alive in your memory. Now let's practice a sentence. My room is tidy. Your turn. Say it aloud. Good.
Another essential hack is flashcards. Flashcards are like little games for your memory. One side has the word in English, and the other side has the meaning, a picture, or a sentence. For example, on one side you see belong, and on the back it says, to be the property of someone. Sentence. This book belongs to me. Another card says afraid. On the back, feeling fear. Sentence. I am afraid of snakes.
Let's do a round of flashcard practice together. I'll say the definition, and you say the word. Ready? Definition. Clean and organized. Word. Yes, tidy. Definition. To be the property of someone. Word. Correct, belong. Definition. Feeling fear. Word. Right, afraid. Definition. To reach a place. Word. Arrive. Excellent.
Now, let's use visualization. Visualization means creating a strong picture in your mind. For example, for crowded, imagine being on a bus with 100 people. No space, no air. That's crowded. For save, imagine putting money into a big jar until it overflows. For miss, imagine running after a bus, waving your arms, but the bus drives away. You missed it. For arrive, imagine opening the door of your house and smiling because you finally arrived.
The crazier the image, the better the memory. Imagine a messy room full of socks on the floor. Then suddenly everything becomes tidy, sparkling clean. Imagine being afraid of a huge spider wearing a hat. Imagine a bag with your name on it that clearly belongs to you. These unusual pictures will stay in your brain much longer than just reading the definition.
Let's combine the words into a short story. Listen carefully. Yesterday, I arrived at the train station. It was crowded with people. I was afraid I would miss my train. I carried my heavy bag, trying to save my energy. Finally, I found a tidy cafe where everything belonged in its place. That's 7 words connected in a natural way.
Let's repeat them together. Arrived, crowded, afraid, miss, carry, save, tidy, belong. Notice how one story makes the words easier to remember.
Now, let's make another story, this time longer. I decided to take a trip. When I arrived at the airport, it was very crowded. I was afraid I would miss my flight. I carried my suitcase to the counter. The worker told me my ticket belonged to another airline. I had to tidy my documents quickly and save my time. Finally, I decided to relax. After some stress, I boarded the plane and arrived safely.
Excellent. See how the words repeat naturally in context? Every time you hear them in a story, the memory gets stronger.
Let's test your memory with a mini quiz. I'll describe, you say the word. Ready? Number 1. A room is very clean and organized. Word? Tidy. Number 2. A bus full of people. Word? Crowded. Number 3. You feel fear when you see a snake. Word, afraid. Number 4, you don't catch the bus. Word, Mississippi. Number 5, you put coins in a jar for the future. Word,
Save.
Number 6, you reach a place. Word,
Arrive.
Number 7, something is the property of someone. Word, belong. Fantastic.
Another hack is learning opposites. Opposites create strong connections in your brain. For example, tidy and messy, afraid and brave, crowded and empty, arrive and leave, save and spend, miss and catch, belong and lose. Let's repeat them. Tidy, messy, afraid, brave, crowded, empty, arrive, leave, save, spend, miss, catch, belong, lose.
Let's practice with sentences. My room is tidy, but my brother's room is messy. I was afraid of the exam, but my friend was brave. The train was crowded, but the park was empty. I arrive early, but she leaves late. I want to save money, but he likes to spend it. I missed the bus yesterday, but today I caught it. This pen belongs to me, but I lost my notebook.
Excellent practice. Let's do another quiz, but this time with opposites. I'll say the opposite word, and you answer with the target word. Ready? Messy, what's the opposite? Tidy. Brave, opposite. Afraid. Empty, opposite. Crowded. Leave, opposite. Arrive. Spend, opposite. Save. Catch, opposite. Mississippi, lose, opposite. Belong. Great work.
Another hack is categories. Your brain remembers better when words are grouped. For example, travel words: arrive, depart, crowded, luggage, carry. Emotion words: afraid, excited, nervous, happy. Daily routine words: tidy, cook, sleep, work. Grouping is like putting files into folders on your computer.
Let's create a travel story. I arrived at the airport with my luggage. The airport was crowded. I carried my bag to the check-in counter. I was afraid I would miss my flight. I decided to save time and not eat before departure. Finally, I boarded the plane and arrived at my destination.
Now, let's make an emotion story. I was afraid of the test. Then I felt nervous during the first questions. Later, I felt excited because I knew the answers. Finally, I was happy and relaxed. I decided to save the moment by celebrating with my friends.
Excellent. Now here's another trick. Personalization. Use the words to talk about your real life. Say, I arrive home at, and put your real time. I miss, and say the name of a person. I save money for, and say your goal. I am afraid of, and say your fear. My room is tidy because, and give a reason. When you connect words to your life, they stick forever.
Let's practice personalization together. Repeat after me, but add your own answer. I arrive home at, I miss. I save money for, I am afraid of. My room is tidy because, perfect.
Another hack is teaching others. When you explain a new word, you learn it more deeply. For example, say, the word tidy means clean and organized. For example, my room is tidy. Even if you explain to yourself, the process helps your brain remember.
Let's review all the hacks. Spaced repetition, flashcards, visualization, storytelling, quizzes, opposites, categories, personalization, teaching. Each one is powerful, but together they are unstoppable.
Let's finish with a long review story that uses many of our words. Listen carefully. Yesterday, I arrived late at the bus stop. The bus was crowded, and I missed it. I was afraid I would be late. I decided to save time by taking a taxi. The taxi carried me quickly through the city. I arrived at work, and my desk was tidy. My computer belonged to me, but I had lost my charger. I asked a brave colleague for help, and together we found it. At the end of the day, I was happy and relaxed.
Excellent. You just reviewed almost all the words in a single story.
And now here's your challenge. Learn 5 to 10 new words today. Put them on flashcards. Review them tomorrow, then after 3 days, then after 1 week. Use them in sentences, create funny images, and connect them to your life.
If you practice like this every day, in 1 month you will remember more than 100 new words without stress. That's the power of memory hacks.
Use this trick daily to never forget a word.
Thank you for joining us today on Way to Fluency.
Subscribe, keep practicing, and keep growing your English. We'll see you in the next lesson.